Good evening. Welcome to another session of the Gooner booth, another Everything Arsenal podcast. We had a little break, international break, so we've not done a show for a while, so we thought we would catch up with you guys. Wayne, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, Tone. Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. I've just come back from Amsterdam. Very interesting country. Recommend it highly.
Yeah.
I went on a stag do, so I probably can't say on this podcast what went down,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we can. I'm sure
We
people
do that
can
off
imagine.
then.
Yeah, but I'd highly recommend Amsterdam. Really take away the nightlife and all the stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Really lovely country, worth a visit, definitely. But yeah, on to the Gooners. I think we'll start off with a little bit of shaky news. We've just seen an article where Saliba has suffered a grade 2 ankle sprain, and they reckon he's going to be out for a couple of, at least up to a month.
Mm.
So at least maybe 6 weeks, so a month up to 6 weeks he's going to be out for. We'll go through the fixtures in a minute. The next 5 fixtures, that's a little bit worrying on our side. Wayne, you was talking about Mosquera before we went on air. What's your thoughts on if Saliba's out, so he can come and do a job?
Yeah. Firstly, Tone, it's a
Oh, Wayne, I've lost you there.
in. Oh, sorry, we're back.
We're back. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, got a bit of it. Yeah, we're back in. It's just so frustrating when you look at our squad and the depth, and then you lose Saliba, 3 games in. Hopefully, Tone, it's only a month, 4 weeks, sorry. But like I was saying to you, mate, I think it could be a baptism of fire, but I think Mosquera deserves a chance, at this time. It's early in his career, and the boy's gonna be needed. There's some tough fixtures which we're going to go through, mate. But I like the look of this kid, Tone. So I think that it might negate it a bit, but it's so frustrating, but that's why you buy depth, Tone.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. We've fingers crossed as well. Benny White might be back as well. Obviously, it's tentatively at the moment, kind of going as well. One thing I want to point out, not that it's a necessity right now, but if Norgard, which we haven't seen him play a competitive game, he can actually cover centre back, worst come as well. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why we signed. Not that he's going to play there, just a heads up for yourself and all the Gooners watching that. Yeah, if it comes to it, but I mean, you've got Ben White, you got Timber there. That can play there. We've got this new guy, Hincapié, who actually, prior to us having a little mini break while you enjoyed your Amsterdam exploits, there's a message, an interview, I apologise, where he was saying, I'm more of a centre-back, but just have a look at his videos. As I said in previous one, he loves to go up and down that left flank as well, but he actually stated, I'm more of a centre-back. So obviously you got Miles Lewis-Skelly there, Calafiori, but yeah, it could be another option. But I think we're going to have to lean on Mosquera, and I'm not really afraid of that.
He done well at Anfield.
I think he did. So tough one, Tone. We'll digest that and obviously get both of our thoughts on it. But yeah, I think it's we can handle it. It's just annoying, so annoying.
Yeah, no, it is. One thing I did see, I don't know if you see it. I don't really watch international breaks. I find the qualifiers boring as hell. The only thing I was hoping and proud, I've not heard any injuries come out of from our players, so I'm hoping that fingers crossed. I think there's another batch of fixtures this week before we roll on to the weekend of Premier League action. One thing I did notice was Mikel Merino banged in a hat-trick against Turkey. Now, fair play to the lad. He's playing in Spain. He's outshone, Yamal, So
Mm,
and they've got some good players there, and he's
yeah,
scored a hat trick. So um, I think he is going to be the backup to Jokeres until we get a likes of Jesus and Havertz back
mm,
running fit, which probably won't be until Christmas. So I reckon he's going to fit in and do a job for us in that area.
yeah, yeah,
Um, he knows what a goal is. You got to give him some credit. He scored a few goals when he was deployed up front for us last season, and he's doing it for Spain. So um, as much as we're like, oh, we don't want to, he's not a striker, but I think he's a better striker than midfielder.
mm,
If you was to ask me that question, knows what a goal
yeah.
is.
Agreed, mate. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Cool. Should we move on to the fixtures? Let's have a discussion of the
Yeah,
fixtures.
yeah, we'll move on to Mikel as well, but please bring them up, matey. I'm in agreement with you anyway of what you're saying, but yeah, we'll review these. See
So
what we do.
we had a really tough
A
start to
tough
the season.
spot.
Apologies, I'll get my words out in a minute. Probably still drunk. Um, um, I think we've had a really tough start to the season, right?
Yeah.
And it's not getting any better. Man, I've looked at these 5 fixtures that are coming up, and someone at the who was doing plugging the fixtures in for the start of the season must have hated us because we've been royally stitched up. But
Mm,
let's get through it. Let's get through it. Anyway, first fixture, as you
mm,
probably know, watching Nottingham Forest on Saturday, 12:30. Now, I really hate 12:30 kickoffs. I don't think never been a good omen from 12:30 kickoffs.
mm.
Likes of getting battered 5-1 by Liverpool, getting smashed by Man City 5-0. Remember that Xhaka got sent off.
Yeah.
There's always been a fixture that I always get a little bit twitchy when it comes
Mm,
out. We're going to get
yeah.
loads of them. But yeah, Forest at home. What do you reckon on that? I think that's going to be a tough game.
I was having a think. I know. I know what you're saying there, mate. I think it's one of them. The half 12 has never been historically not been a fantastic kickoff for us. It can go over two ways. We could have a frustrating first half and squeeze a 1-2-0, or it could be a 3-0 with an Eze goal, 2 assists, a couple of goals for Jokeres. But I could be wishful thinking. I was thinking the other day like a 3-0, and obviously that'd be a dream scenario. Because we'll move on, we will go into something like that time. But that game, going back to what you said about boring internationals, Eze's getting ripped a new one because he plays for Arsenal and didn't have a great game against Andorra. Not a lot of players did. I mean, he was playing in number 10. It was congested. It's something we've obviously wanted, but I think it takes time with new. It's going to take time with us. But if it's anything to go by, I think that obviously cameo against Liverpool will be. And I think he has to start on Saturday, Tone. Let him feel it. It might not be sort of like if Nottingham Forest, depends how they set up with Nuno. He can be adaptable in certain situations and change his game plan. To sit and hit you on the break, and they've got a few players that can do that, can hurt your Tone. I would say the glass half full guy in myself would say a 3-0 win. That glass half empty that still comes back every now and then will tell you it could be a tough one. But I still think we win. Whether it be as comfortable as a 3-0 is another thing. It's as you say, mate, 12:30 kickoffs are not our
I'm
favourite, but
surprised.
you know.
I'm surprised Nuno's still there after the owner. Is his name Maracus? Miraculous?
Yeah, Edu. I told you, Tone, didn't I? Edu's upset. I think you know anyway, but Edu's apparently upset Nuno. And that guy, the Greek guy that you just said, has been able to play devil's advocate and try to mend the situation, basically. So if he's still there, I'm quite surprised, like yourself. But he's a good manager, Tone, and they're not going to want to lose him. But I think apparently, if you believe what you read, Edu's had a falling out with him.
Sounds like it's falling apart.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
one thing, sorry, Tone, just to leave it on there, and obviously I think as well, Not that Arsenal or anyone in the club will tell you. But I think as well that could have been one of the reasons why last summer didn't quite work out. And I think that's why Edu was either he walked or they told him, look, you got to go. I think there must have been a falling out of some sort between him and Arteta that no one knows about, something, because he's obviously gone and upset this guy. Could it have been that, because that last summer, like I said, bar Moreno and Calafiori was shocking. So yeah, he's watch this space, but he comes to the Emirates, he brings his team. Let's hope we're hungry and we get that 3-0. That'd be nice, Tone, to be fair. I'm not saying comfortable. They'll cause us issues, but yeah, 3-0 will be lovely, dude.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do a preview on that on Friday.
Yeah, we will do, mate. Yeah,
we'll do a deeper dive in to the Nottingham Forest team in a danger manner. We'll go right into it. Next fixture. So after that, on the Tuesday, we go away to Atletico Bilbao. It's Atletico Club now. Difficult game. I think going to any Spanish stadium away is always going to be difficult. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. I know that obviously the Williams brothers, I think there's obviously only one that we were interested in and people will know. I'm not, obviously, we'll have to go nearer to it to have a bit of a scouting thing. As you've just said, it's not always a nice thing to go away to a Spanish club. And as said in the preview that we did when the draw was done, this is one of them, I think, it comes earlier in there. It's not necessarily easy. So I think this is where they're going to be up for it, is what I'm trying to get at. So a tough one, Tone. That could be like a 1-1 draw, could be a 2-1 victory to either side. Depends on the night. But they're Nico Williams, though, I was one of them advocating for his signing, Tone. But seeing him, it was pre-season. He didn't really bring up any trees when he come to our ground. But if he's up for it, the crowd are up for it. There's passionate Spanish. You know what it's like. The sound of anything, the referee's decision or a foul by an Arsenal player, that crowd's going to be up for it. So it'd be a tough place to go. I think they'll be up for it, Tone. So that's a difficult one. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it'd be tough. I mean, a lot of people go, the friendly, we battered them. But yeah, it'll be a completely different game. They'll be up for it. They're a very technical team. And they're not going to, any away game in the Champions League, you're going to find it tough. We're not going to be able to play our football. I just hope that we can deal with that. Be a good test. Be the first Champions League game. Curtain raiser, they say. Their fans will be well up for that game. As soon as I hear that Champions League music, it always gets people going. I can see that being a toughie. But again, we'll drill into that on the match preview. But Nico Williams was a weird one for me. I wasn't sure whether I wanted him or not. And I think because in terms of his stats, they weren't the greatest last season.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that now, he'll probably have an absolute stormer against us on Tuesday. I'm happy with Eze. I think Eze will do a job for us. If he's given me a choice over Eze or Nico Williams, I'd have picked Eze. Even though I know that sounds like you're biased because you've got him, but I think even if you just give me a choice, I'd prefer that just because of his adaptability. I don't think Nico Williams can do anything other than play on the left wing. So, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But that's again doesn't get any easier. So
a tough start game. Champions League, a proper Champions League tie. So it'd be interesting. It'd be good to see. We love hearing that Champions League music. Me and you have loved it since we were young whippers, young teenagers watching it, and be interesting. It'd be a good game. I think it'd be a good game, but it'd be a bit cagey. I think obviously Mikel will set up to frustrate, I think, as well. And it's one of them. It's difficult, Tone, because if you give the momentum to a team like that, you can get punished. And I think that's what people got to realise. That's what Mikel does now in terms of what he's playing. You can either go gung ho, which I do think he does need to let the handbrake off, but sometimes you got to have the quality when he does that. Players have to respond to how Mikel wants to control it, wants to stop silly moments happening, but their team's got to be willing to take the chances when they come, any kind of chance. And I think that's going to be one of them games, Tone. could be frustrating for the first 45 minutes, and our chat will go off because we're a bit frustrated. But yeah, it's going to be one of them. But interesting. We'll listen to that Champions League music. We'll be well up for it on the day. But yeah, interesting.
No, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I love the fact we're in the Champions League again.
It's so much better, Tony. It's where we belong. It's where it's always Arsenal. With Wenger, it was Arsenal in the Champions League. Bar sort of like the end of his tenure at the club, but that was the quality. That's a whole different story. But yeah, it's great to get back. To hear that every week or every other week. It's what it's all about, matey.
Yeah, and moving on to our next fixture. So away to Spain, Atletico Bilbao, sorry, and then come back. We're at the Emirates facing Manchester City on the Sunday.
Yeah, so Super Sunday. Yeah.
Super Sunday. Look, a couple of years ago, I would have been, oh God, right. But I'm a bit more confident with these fixtures now. I know last year we beat them 5-1. I think Guardiola is still finding these new. He's had to rebuild City, I think, and I think he's still going through that process this season. They're a bit shaky in defence. Brighton proved that last weekend. Sorry, the weekend gone before that. So interesting fixture, but again, they're going to be up for it. Look at last season; they're going to be well up for it. And if you haven't got Saliba back, I'm going to be a little bit nervous. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tone. I mean, obviously, the start of the video are about Mosquera. I think obviously it's one of them up against Haaland. It will have to be sort of. I mean, Gabriel. Big Gabby, when he come, there was stuff saying 5 years ago when we first joined that at Lille he was playing for, I think, Jose Fonte. I think he used to be the Palace centre half. Forgive me if I've got his.
Southampton, I believe.
Southampton. Sorry, Southampton it was. Thank you. Sorry, Tone. But he was one of them defenders that needed to be walked through a game at times, and that's why they said, it's a bit risky, because he needs a partner and whatever. But I think, you look at him there, Saliba might be the Rolls Royce, but this is the guy that does your heart, he's the heartbeat of that back line. So it's important. Gabriel is a good game, especially with Saliba being out. I think they're more than capable to keep Haaland quiet, but Haaland's one of them that you can keep him quiet for 80 minutes. And as I said to you on the previous video, bang, so we've got to be on our toes. We're more than capable, Tone. I'm not overly worried like I would be in previous years. I think we're set up now to beat the Pep Guardiola side. You see Brighton do it. Look at the blueprint of what they did, and they're going to have now Donnarumma, who's our nemesis, isn't he? After the PSG double header, in the Champions League. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll obviously come in. He's one of them that, if Guardiola continues to play his way, he likes, as I said to you, he likes to play to feet. And I don't think that's Donnarumma's game. He's a fantastic keeper, Tone. Me and you, and quite a few Gooners wouldn't, we've got a keeper. I'm not saying we need one. I'm saying you wouldn't moan about getting him. I just think the way Guardiola plays, it's like with the James Trafford, he's thrown him under the bus, hasn't he? In terms of the way they're playing, and the boy struggled. And they got out,
Yeah.
I think this guy is obviously going to be difficult. I don't think you're going to be looking at a repeat of a five goal turnaround from us. We're more than capable of beating this team now. But with Donnarumma in goal, it does make it a lot harder. But I think we've just got to get on top of him, really, matey, and don't give him a chance to pull off them worldies. But he's the problem for me. That's all I'd worry about now, Tom. Obviously, Haaland can be kept quiet, but as I said, he can be a worry in isolation. But I think we know how to close him down. So it's just obviously how it's if Gabriel gets on top of Haaland as opposed to leaving Mosquera with him, then it might help a little bit more. He sits on Haaland and Mosquera's there to mop up, if you know what I mean. And instead of leaving the boy against Haaland, because I think Haaland will try to drift to his side to try to see if he can bully him, sort of thing. And that's when Gabriel comes in, or if it's Timber or White, or whoever's playing next to him to push it, to get him through. So yeah, I think we're more than capable. I think it'll be much closer than the last season one time, definitely, because it's so early as well. It'd be nice if we opened them up again. But I want to be a little bit cautious. I want to be a little bit cautious, Tone. More than capable for a 2-1 win.
Hopefully not too cautious.
Yeah, no. Listen, obviously, guys, I'm not saying he should play with a handbrake up. We've had this discussion in the last video, Tone. We need to do a team to go at. It's like Liverpool. We all agreed, me and you agreed, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans agreed that there were times when you should have took that handbrake off because they were there to get at. And I think City's defence are there to get at, but they'll be improved by the fact that they've got a quality keeper or shot-stopping keeper in, at the back now. So that could be one to watch, mate.
No, definitely. And I think, moving on, we've got on the Wednesday League Cup game, Port Vale away. Chance to rest the squad, put some youngsters out. I think Kepa will get a start in that game. I think completely different back line. Probably a chance to Nkapie to get maybe a start. Do you think he'll get a start before that?
I mean, again, it does depend on, I suppose, on fitness as well, Tone. MLS obviously started for England at left back. So again, he'll be more ready-made, but I think that'd be more something he might think, let's put him in. I think it would be much easier for any new starter to play Port Vale at home, because at Port Vale away, it's a cup game, it's a big occasion for them, and it could be one of them situations, could be a rainy Wednesday night, Tone. They're not nice for newcomers, foreign newcomers, if you know what I mean. I know a lot of the English boys have come from that league and they know what going to Port Vale is like, But I think he's a strong lad. He's got quality. So yeah, I think you got to go, as you said, different back line. Hopefully Norgard's fit, and I think you'll have Moreno in the middle with Wanyeri. Depending if Saka's on his way back, I'd still think obviously you can put Madueke in again. But my problem would be is the midfield, because like you've just said and alluded to, I think at the moment we've got no. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, we'll step back a bit, Tone. You'll have maybe Trossard and Martinelli, wouldn't you? So whether you put Moreno up top is another thing. But it could be a good chance to rotate. I like these kind of games. I'm a little bit more so. There's a lot. Max Dowman as well. Obviously, should be part of the squad. Whether you'd look to maybe start him instead of Madueke, all for it. But when these old games in the League Cup where we used to play, Wenger, you played a Marine, what's his name? Merida, sorry, not Marino. You have players like Carlos Vela. Do you know what I mean? Like, from the academy and players, I'm excited about Dowman, but it'd be nice if it's a bit more like that and scattered with it. But what he's done with the recruitment means we can play almost, if they're fit, play two different teams. So it'd be interesting. Tone. I like watching it, any cup game really, just to see a different side, see what you do, see to give these players another chance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, mate. Yeah, makes sense. I think that'd be a good one. I think we need to have a good cup one this season in both the.
I think we should go for it.
Cups.
Sorry to talk over you, but I think we should go for it.
Yeah, we haven't won it in a couple of years. We haven't won it in year. When's the last time we won the League Cup?
1993.
1993. Good memory.
We've done the FA Cup, and one of them I get confused with. I think Andy Linnigan scored the FA Cup, but we played Sheffield Wednesday in both. I think Righty, I think, might have settled the League Cup game, and we went to a replay, and Andy Linnigan smashed the ball in. I always remember, because I got the video as a kid, sort of thing. But yeah, that's the last
26
time.
Years. 26 years. We're not. Got to start right.
When's 93? No, it's Jesus. It's 32 years ago.
32 years ago. My maths is well out.
32 years.
Yeah, no, we've got to start righting these wrongs, right? FA Cup, we've got a really good record in the FA Cup.
I love the FA Cup. I love the FA Cup.
Yeah, I think we've got to start, start winning these trophies now. I think League Cup. I think League Cup needs to be in our cabinet this season. So he needs to go for that. And I think there's enough depth in that squad now to challenge for that and potentially win it. So hopefully it's I think there'll be a lot of our supporters with a raving up if we lose away to Paul Vale in round 3. So
too much ammunition for other teams as well, Tone, wouldn't it?
Yes. So yeah, well, hopefully a comfortable win. Moving on to the 5th fixture. Again, doesn't get any easier, and this isn't the greatest of fixtures for us either. Newcastle away, so we go to St James's Park. Now we've struggled against Newcastle the last 2 or 3 seasons now at St James's Park. I mean, we nicked a 1-0 win of Odegaard. Again, I think he stopped shooting like that. He done it away to Tottenham as well, where he'd do that little dink, he'd go outside the box, he'd give a little shimmy, and he'd put it he'd put it down in the bottom corner. He hasn't done that in a while, so we've not really played well when we've gone away to Newcastle. The last 2 fixtures, definitely. They've got no Isaac, so I think it'll be a different game tactically. It's going to be completely different. So it's not going to be the same fixture, but they're going to be well up for it as always. That's not going to be an easy one. What's your thoughts on this fixture?
And funny enough is you'd think it was strange time, but I've got one proper Newcastle fan, another one who likes to wind me up. He's more of a rugby fan, but whenever Newcastle beat us, he's always on my case. But the one guy I actually worked with him. Do an extra shift after work, do closing up the office and stuff, and he loves it. And I just need us to beat them. I really do, especially at St James's Park. It's so frustrating, but the thing is with them is how Eddie Howe plays, and I know you discussed it, but his midfield is just basically a midfield of thugs, and they're getting away with everything. Sorry, I say we're a channel of mispronunciation of player names, but you got Joe Linton in there. Is it Tonali? Tonali as well.
Yeah, good player. Good player.
The thing is with it that that this is me with I'm going to call him Bruno, so I don't butcher his surname. But I think that's a tough midfield to go to. There'll be about. I mean, Gordon, if I'm not mistaken, I think did he get a straight red card against Liverpool, Tone? Because he got sent off, didn't he? So I think he might end up being back. Maybe he won't be back.
Yeah, he always has a good game against us, doesn't he?
He always has a good game. Is what my point. Obviously, they haven't got Isaac, but they've got that Walter Marde, German fella, who's an absolute giant. But again, it's adaptation period for the league. So I hate it, Tone. But what I want to say as well again is if it's a case of people are going to be mugging Gyökeres off after he scored a couple of goals against Forest, and maybe he might turn up at Bilbao, score one. This is the kind of game where he might be feeding off scraps again, and then you'll get that crap that people come back out. This is a game that's always going to be tight, and I think it's going to be a tough one. You're going to have to need a bit of patience, A bit of Eze magic would be great, Tone, to be fair, against a club like this. But I hate this fixture. But this is what I was getting at with Gyökeres is he's played Man United away, Liverpool away, he's got Newcastle United away. So, let's put it in a bit of perspective. You know what I mean? These are tough away games. But, Tone, get them out of the way. If we come away with a draw, don't be disappointed. I won't be, because that's a point on last year's result, isn't it? Obviously Liverpool, we lost the point because we drew last year, but that was at the back end when the title was gone. All right, let's give them a false bit of hope with Liverpool. Think they're the best team. Let's tell them they can win the quadruple, and let's just start grinding out results. It's the time now it's difficult, but that's the kind of game, Tone. Would you agree it's going to be? I mean, it's going to be different. What I'm going to ask you is, do you think this Arsenal, the team that we have built now, is capable of going there to get minimum a draw? Because I think we should get a minimum of a draw. We cannot lose this fixture time. We should win if we want.
Yeah.
You have to beat Newcastle United because Liverpool beat them, didn't they? Obviously, at theirs. So Liverpool have gone there and they've beaten them, Tone. So I want to put it to you, if you believe, because I think we need a win. But minimum, if you come away with a draw, it's slightly better. But we need a win, 3 points.
It's for me. I mean, we'll get into it on the match preview when it comes to it. But for me, and I'll probably say the same thing at the time, is a midfield. It's that midfield battle. Zubimendi's got to really step up his game. He's got to really fix up and get to grips with the Premier League very quickly. Because he's again at Newcastle. Guimaraes, if I sound that right. My pronunciation's out the window today. Apologies, guys. He's going to bully the crap out of him, and it's whether he can respond.
You know.
And Declan Rice will be there for protection. Joe, what? I'm absolutely going to crap my pants if Declan Rice picks up an injury this season, because I don't see our midfield being that strong. Even Mourinho could be in there. He'll do a job, but he's not really that man in midfield.
Can I interject with him? Please keep your
thought.
Go for it. Someone said that Moreno's so much like people are saying, he's not in the midfield. Someone said online again that he's like that end of the move kind of guy. That he's, as I said to you in the previous video, and you can back it up and people could look at it. I said he's a great finisher. I just don't. I think obviously in how he's used in midfield, Tone. I think you'd agree with me there, wouldn't you? Obviously, I don't think he's strong, and he's not going to be a Declan Rice profile in that middle, and an adequate, in my opinion, an adequate replacement. But he's a fantastic support striker. Going to be important on how we use him, Tone. But I think you lose Declan Rice here, you're going to struggle. But sorry, you get back to it. I just wanted to say to you, if you agree with what that kind of thing, that sentiment on Moreno.
Yeah, I think we'll cross it when we come to it, because also there's some important fixtures before it. Let's see how we get out of the City game if we're unscathed by that. But yeah, I'm worried about our injury record so far as well. We can't get any more injuries. I think that's going to be key for.
That's the key thing.
Game. I think we need to. Yeah, I think we need to keep momentum going. Liverpool are going to absolutely smash through teams with that striking force they've got. The only saving grace for the Premier League is that Gahey didn't end up going in the end. So that's it. I think if they'd have got Gahey and Isaac, I generally think that it was going to be extremely difficult to stop them this season. So look, all we can do is keep momentum going and keep 3 points on the board. They've still got tough fixtures to go. They've got to go away to City. They've got to go away to Chelsea. All your big boys. They've still got a few toughies. They've got to come back to us at the Emirates. So and hopefully by then we're still within an earshot of the title. So look, we have to wait and see. But yeah, we haven't got. It's going to be a tough. I think we need this international break just to get ready for these next batch of fixtures coming our way, because they're going to be thick and fast. Saturday, we're back to the Premier League, which I'm really happy about, because my God, has it been boring with no Premier League football. I try and watch the international games, but they seem really slow. Like nothing's happening. Obviously, the World Cup and the Euros are always really good, but the qualifiers just pointless for me. But I get why they have to do it. But yeah, we're gonna be straight back into it. Saturday, Forest, Atletico Bilbao on the Tuesday, and then on the Sunday we've got City. Then on the Wednesday, Port Vale away. Hopefully we can rest a few players there, and then back at it, Newcastle away. Cool. I think we'll leave it there, Wayne. Do you want any closing comments before we?
No. It's, as I say, mate, it's going to be sort of like literally going to be a space of 2 weeks in it, Tone. Really, it's important, matey. Important, them fixtures now to get a good start, get Eze properly bedded into the team, because, like I say to you, mate, the fact that we've now sort of, we've seen firsthand what Madueke can offer. Having Saka back fit, with him in attendance wherever it may be, with Eze, with Saka, Odegaard, and Gyökeres, it's important as well that Gyökeres is maintained. we said quickly on closing. I'm not going to waffle too long, so we can close this video down. But we said, and I said to you as well, and I'm guilty of it. I said, I hope Moreno. And this is when Kai Havertz wasn't injured, but I said I hope we won't see Moreno at support striker. I think we will now, Tone. He's shown how important he is for Spain. So it's these 5 fixtures, Tone. It's very important. Keep the squad, the balance, the momentum. Get these players the minutes in the legs. I think we'll start to bang, and I think this is one of the things. It's tough. They're a tough set of fixtures. Bilbao, Newcastle. I think we've got a better chance. We're not at the Etihad. We're at our ground. Let's show City what we can do there. So yeah, interesting. But we'll obviously do me and you do the match fixture, previews and stuff like that to assess the opponent.
I'll be out on Friday evening, guys. So look out for that. We'll try and get another Everything Arsenal podcast out to you in a couple of days. Any other news that are coming out, we'll keep an eye on the injuries. Hopefully, there's a bit more of an update on Saliba, Havertz, Norgard, and we could do him coming back, come off the bench for us. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Like and subscribe is completely free, and feel free to add your comments in. How do you think we're going to get on in the next 5 fixtures? Definitely a tough run, but we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, guys.
Cheers. Take care, guys.